So in the last talk, we ended up with this table, and today I want to do like an intermittent talk, which is going to take us from this table to a space where I'm going to be able to present to you the star map that is the next sort of part of the teaching. So quick reminder of what we did here. This was the planes, coming out of the planes of existence, teaching the Buddhist 31 planes of existence. This is planes 6 through to 11. The human realm was realm 5, and then you started in the 4 kings and you went up to the creators of others, controllers of others' creations in plane 11. Now we were told that the celestial year was a 360-day year with 12 days, and that's when we divided the circle up into 12 equal sections of 30 degrees each to show a celestial year. However, through further working through that within myself, I discovered that 9 in fact was the ideal division of a circle. From that, I divided up the celestial year into 9, which gave us some interesting results. We'll come back to that in a moment. And then after that, I also calculated how many human years there were in each celestial year. And that's this column of results here in red. So in plane 6, there's 18, it would have been 1,000 with all the zeros, but for numerological reductions and working with it as a model, we just get rid of the zeros. So there's 18 human years in one celestial year in the 6th plane. In the 7th plane, there's 36,000 human years in every celestial year, and so on up to 576. So to be able to map one celestial year onto a Dharma wheel with 9 spokes, what I had to do is I had to divide these numbers by 9, and that gave the answer 64. That means that each section on the wheel would represent 64,000 human years. So the progression in the first one, we went through this on the last lecture, we'll go through it again quickly here. So the progression goes like this, following it around 256, 320, 384, 448, 512, and at the top, of course, 576. Now, when we reduce these numbers numerologically, they came out to 1, 6 plus 4 equals 10, 1 plus 0 equals 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 at the top. So that's the root number column that you've got over at the end there. I hope it's clear enough on the video, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to 9. So I've mapped up the 6 wheels here to map on the other 6 planes. So let's go right ahead and do that. This one divided by 9 gives 32. So each segment, each spoke of the wheel is going to represent 32,000 human years. So it's just a multiple of 32. 32, 64, 96, 128, 160, 192, 224, 255. Is that 5 or a 6? It's going to be a 6, isn't it? 256, and then 288 at the top. That was 256. So again, we can also do the root numbers for these. They're all up there in the far column. We can check 3 plus 2 equals 5, 6 4 is a 1, 9 and 6. Just notice the 96, all interesting part of the teaching. Then we've got a 2 here, 7, 3, 8, 4 and 9 at the top. So that's plane 10. I'll even give him his number there, plane 10, plane 11. So plane 9 next. Let's run through that. Let's continue the process with the plane 8 at the top here. As we go down through the planes, calculations get a little bit easier, which is good for me. Now we've got planes 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, all represented on a 9-spoke Dharma wheel. I hope that doesn't look too confusing. So, in fact, we've got all that up there. So, I actually think that now we can take away the numbers of thousands of human years, and this leaves us just with the root numbers around the edges. I'll just get on with that and do that quickly. Now I'm going to change the colours to make it a little clearer. Okay, so I've tidied up those Dharma wheels, those circles, celestial years if you like, so that they're a little bit more easy to look at on the eye. And so here we've got 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. They're those planes from the planes of existence. So they're all given in their numerological reduction in the root numbers now for all the numbers we brought out from the human years. So first thing to point out about this, obviously we know that the 9 is always at the top, so that's happening there. But the other thing of interest to note is the 6 and the 3, because I'm going to underline the 6 and the 3 in red on each plane. And what we'll see is that the 6 and 3 is also always in the exact same places, but they switch. 3 in plane 6, it's 3 and 6, 7, 6 and 3, 8, 3 and 6, 9, 6 and 3, and so on. So that's the first important thing to note. The second thing to note is that the other numbers appear, if we take out the 9, 3 and 6, then we've actually got 6 other numbers, and we've got 6 other placements. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's actually 2 in between each of the 3, 9 and 6. So there's an even division here, which is all relevant. But what we'll also notice is that, for example, the number 1 appears in the first position, in the second position, here it's in the, well, yeah, there's always a 6 or 3 in the third position, so in the fourth position. Here it's in the fifth position, the sixth position. I've missed one, I've jumped ahead, but anyway. So the number 1 appears in all of the available other positions other than the 936 triangle, that is fixed. So the same is true for all the other numbers. The 2 will appear in the first position, the second position, the fourth position, the fifth position, then the sixth position. I'm doing it again, but anyway, and then the last position there. So all the numbers move around. So one piece of information I need to bring in here is that I did once upon a time see an article on the internet which was connected with the Tesla. I sort of obviously did a little bit of research about this 369 once I realized that it was something significant, and I found a diagram which was meant to be connected to some of the work done by Nikola Tesla, and in that they had already mapped out this 369 position, which gives you a perfect equilateral triangle that is 3 angles of 60 degrees. And in the Tesla diagram, I don't remember exactly how it was formed. It was possibly like this with the numbers 1 to 8 in this sequence, and no, it wasn't that, because the Tesla diagram went something like this. The principle behind this sequence was that you've got your binary numbers, I'm not sure that's the right word, but 1, 2, 4, 8, 16, 32, 64, that brings us back to 1. Anyway, let's reduce these. 1, 2, 4, 8, 7 and 5. 1, 2, 4, 8, 7 and 5. There are reduced numbers, and these are the numbers of cell reproduction. So you start with 1 and then it duplicates and becomes 2, then the 2 cells divide to become 4, the 4 cells divide to become 8. And if you continue the sequence on, as we saw, this was 5 from 32, then it was 64, which gave us the 1. 64 multiplies to 128, which gives you 2, and so on. This sequence will go on indefinitely, and you will never see the numbers 3, 6 or 9 appear in it. So whoever put this together, they then connected the dots to go 1, 2, 4, 8, 7, 5, 1, and off you go again. And so this was kind of some sort of evolutionary sequence that runs through here. We've got an infinity loop here, if you like, which went on independent of the 369, which never appears in this cell evolution sequence. However, I personally had other ideas. So we'll go back and we'll put in the 369 triangle, because as we have seen, that stays constant throughout and gives us this beautiful equilateral triangle. Now, I just briefly want to bring back the magic grid. Because another element of the magic grid was when we showed the symmetry, the lines of symmetry, it cut these squares in the middle in half. And the squares on this diagonal are 1, 4, 9, 7, 7, 9, 4, 1. So there's the 1, 4, 7 with the 9s. And on this side, it's 8, 5, 9, 2, 2, 9, 5, 8. So the 8, 5 and 2 are on this line. So 2, 5, 8 is one sequence, 1, 4, 7 is the other sequence, and 3, 6, 9 is the other grouping. So now, with that in mind, when I discovered that the axes of symmetry carried these number 1, 4, 7, I'd also come across the 1, 4, 7 in some of the other developmental stages that I'd gone through. So now I decided that I wanted to connect up the 1, 4, 7 and see what that gave me. So I connected up the 1, 4, 7, and then I connected up the 8, 5 and 6. 8, 5 and 2, sorry. And what I realized when I did that was that when you connect 1, 4 and 7, you get another perfect equilateral triangle. When you connect 5, 8 and 2, you get another equilateral triangle. So this gives us a breakdown of 3 equilateral triangles and gives us a fairly nice, fairly balanced, but not perfectly balanced, 9-pointed star. And then the next thing to notice when we're looking at the positions of these numbers is it doesn't matter on the order of the reductions here. Wherever I link up the 1, 4 and 7, we'll just look at the 1, 4s and 7s for the moment, but whatever positions they're in, we get a perfect equilateral triangle. And the same is going to be true for here. So that also means that the other 3 points that remaining, the 2, 8 and 5 in each plane, will also give the third equilateral triangle. Another interesting thing just to note is that throughout all these sequences, what we get is we get one number, 1, from the 1, 4, 7 group. Then we get a 2 from the 2, 5, 8 group. Then we get a 3 from the 3, 6, 9 group. The next number is a 4 from this group. Then a 5 from these guys. And then a 6 from there. A 7, we're coming back to these ones. An 8, we're coming back there. And a 9 at the top, and we're back there. So the mixture of the numbers throughout all of these, we can look at it again briefly. 5 from this group, 1 from the second group, 6 from the third group, 2 from the top group, 7 from the middle group, 3 from the bottom group, and so on. It's standard. It works with all the planes. So the mixture of these number groupings is always consistent as well. I'll just run that through as well for you as well, actually. So 2 plus 8 is 10, plus 5 equals 15, root number 6. So this group has a root number of 6. This group, 1 plus 4 equals 11, plus 1 equals 12, which equals 3 root number, and these guys add up to 18, which equals 9. So you also get your 6, 3, 9 there, and obviously if you add up those two, you get your 9 again, because this is your principal triangle that never moves, which is your 9 triangle. And then we could say that the 2, 5, 8 triangle was the 6 triangle, and the 1, 4, 7 was the 3 triangle, if you like. But those two together, which move, add together to create 9. And since we're playing with this, we can also look at the groups, just as we said on the magic square that the 1 times table was paired with the 8 times table. 1 and 8 equals 9. And in the 1 times table, the numbers go from 1 to 8 in numerical sequence. And in the 8 times table, they go from 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Also inverse numerical sequence. So also there's pairs in the planes of existence. So we've got the 1 to 8 times table here. So for that pair, I'm looking for the 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, which comes in the 8th plane. So here we've got a pair which is the 11th plane and the 8th plane. So let's have a look at the other groups. There's the 10, which gives us the 5, 1, 6, 2, blah blah blah, and the 7, which gives us the 4, 8, 3, 7, 2. So that's the 7 and the 10. So that's the 10 and the 7th plane. And that leaves us with the 6th plane and the 9th plane. No big surprise there that the 9 and the 6 are together for that one. But just for fun, we'll add those up. This is 19, which equals 1 for a root number, and this is 17, which equals 8 as a root number, and this is 9 plus 6 equals 15, which equals 6, and these two together equal 9. 9 and 6. So there's so many little things like that that we can tease out of these tables and these number systems. So where am I leading to with all this? The star map. So what is the star map exactly? But let's look at we've got our 3, 6, 9 triangle, which remains stable, although we did see that the 3 and the 6 were changing sides. We'll tackle that in a moment. So if we look at the black numbers, if we count on the black numbers, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, that's plane 11. Okay, so skip one. Plane 9 starts off with the 7. 7, 5, 3, 1, 8, 6, 4, 2, 9. You can see this group here. So there I'm running around on the green numbers, and obviously including in the 3, 6, 9 triangle. Skip a plane, hit to plane number 7, 4, 8, 3, 7, 2, 6, 1, 5, 9. We're now on the purple numbers, 4, 8, 3, 7, 2, 6, 1, 5, 9. And so if we want to know where the pairs are, so we come back this way, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 9 is the 8th plane, 2, 4, 6, 8, 1, 3, 5, 7, 9 is the 6th plane here, and 5, 1, 6, 2, 7, 3, 8, 4, 9 is the 10th plane there. So when we're going in the different directions like this, we get to see that all those planes, all the possibilities, are all represented on this star map here. So in the next talk we're going to have a look and we'll get to see exactly what the star map can show us as well. Thanks for watching.